on a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive.
It looks like Mortal Kombat 2 is heading in a new direction, and fans might be in for some unexpected changes, especially when it comes to the main character. In the first film released back in 2021, Cole Young was clearly the central figure. He was a brand new character created specifically for the movie, and the entire story revolved around his journey. After teaming up with Scorpion, who also happens to be his ancestor, and defeating Sub-Zero in the film's climax, many assumed that Cole would continue to be the primary focus in the sequel, but based on what we're learning now, that might not be the case. Even though Cole was divisive among longtime Mortal Kombat fans, mostly because he doesn't exist in the video game universe, the 2021 film did a lot to establish him as the hero of this new cinematic franchise. That's why it feels odd to think that Mortal Kombat 2 might shift the spotlight to someone else entirely. However, there's mounting evidence that this could be exactly what's happening, especially with Johnny Cage being teased as the sequel's central character. Producer Ed Boon, who's also one of the original creators of the Mortal Kombat video games, hinted that Johnny Cage will serve as the audience's perspective in the new film. That alone is a pretty big clue. While the full trailer hasn't been released yet, Boon's comment suggests that Johnny Cage isn't just a supporting character, he could be the main focus. And that's a big shift from what the 2021 movie set up. Cage is definitely one of the most iconic characters from the games, so having him take the lead wouldn't be surprising from a marketing or fan service standpoint. Adding to that, Karl Urban, who's playing Johnny Cage, is arguably the biggest star in the Mortal Kombat 2 cast. That kind of star power often plays a role in shaping a film's narrative, especially if the studio wants to draw in more viewers. Because of this, the creative team might have decided to give Urban's character more screen time and story significance. Still, pushing Cole Young aside completely feels like an awkward move, especially since the first movie ended with Cole heading off to find Johnny Cage. That setup made it seem like Cage would join Cole, not replace him. So far, the marketing for the sequel seems to support the idea that Johnny Cage will be front and center. There's already been a fake movie poster featuring Cage, and he's been given the most prominent position in the initial first-look images from the film. Meanwhile, Cole Young hasn't been mentioned much at all. That silence has raised a few eyebrows because you'd expect someone who was previously the main character to get some attention in the lead-up to the sequel. Still, it's possible they're saving Cole's reveal for the official trailer or keeping his role under wraps for a surprise. But at this point, it's clear that Johnny Cage is taking a lot of the spotlight. The shift toward legacy game characters and away from newcomers like Cole Young could be a sign of what the franchise wants to prioritize moving forward. The filmmakers might believe that bringing in the fan favorites from the games will create a more exciting and nostalgic experience. That makes sense to a degree, but it doesn't mean it's the best move for the story. After all, Cole was already established as the one who defeated Goro and faced off against Sub-Zero in the first movie. Ignoring his development and replacing him with Cage might hurt the overall narrative. What's more, Johnny Cage has never really been the central protagonist in the Mortal Kombat games. He's usually the comic relief, the flashy movie star with a strong right hook, but not the emotional core of the story. So making him the lead could feel like a misstep, especially for those who appreciated the groundwork laid in the 2021 film. Cole had already proven his worth, and it would feel off to have someone else suddenly take over the leadership role in Earthrealm's fight against Outworld. And while Cole's future in the franchise might look uncertain right now, there are still plenty of reasons to believe he'll play a significant role in the sequel. Once the trailer drops, chances are we'll see Lewis Tan's character back in action, just maybe not as front and center as before. The sequel seems packed with fan-favorite characters, so Cole might simply be sharing the screen more this time, rather than being sidelined entirely. Another major plot thread that's building excitement is the return of Bi-Han, the original Sub-Zero. Even though he met a fiery end at the hands of Scorpion in the last film, death is rarely permanent in the Mortal Kombat universe. In the video games, Bi-Han comes back as Noob Saibot, a darker, more vengeful version of himself, and that transformation appears to be in the cards for the movie as well. Joe Taslim's potential return as Noob Saibot opens up an entirely new chapter for the character and gives fans a fresh villain to rally against. If Bi-Han does return as Noob Saibot, that not only sets up another intense showdown with Scorpion, but also brings back the dynamic between those two characters that anchored both the beginning and end of the 2021 film. Their feud is legendary in Mortal Kombat lore, and giving it more screen time in the sequel would only deepen the story. What makes this even more intriguing is the possibility that we'll also meet Kuai Lang, Bi-Han's younger brother, who eventually takes up the mantle of Sub-Zero in the games. Since Bi-Han would no longer be Sub-Zero after becoming Noob Saibot, that title is wide open. Introducing Kuai Lang would not only give the Earthrealm team a powerful new ally, but also allow the film to explore new themes of legacy, redemption, and mistrust. After all, it wouldn't be easy for Earthrealm's fighters to accept another Cryomancer after what Bi-Han did. That tension could lead to some dramatic moments in the tournament. All of this opens up an exciting path forward for the Mortal Kombat movie universe. A potential team-up between Kuai Lang, Scorpion, and Cole Young could be a strong emotional core for the movie, especially if they have to work together to stop Noob Saibot. It would also allow Cole to continue growing into a key leader while giving the spotlight to iconic characters from the games. In the end, while Johnny Cage's growing presence in Mortal Kombat 2 is understandable given his popularity and urban star power, sidelining Cole Young entirely would be a mistake. Cole's journey is far from over, and his role in the first film laid a solid foundation for future development. The best outcome for Mortal Kombat 2 would be to balance fan-favorite characters like Johnny Cage, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero with the newer additions like Cole, who represent the future of the franchise. Letting each of them shine could make the sequel even better than the original. Mortal Kombat 2 is bringing back Sub-Zero, but not in the way you might expect. While it's no shocker that characters return from the dead in this franchise, this time there's a twist. Joe Taslim's Sub-Zero is coming back as Noob Saibot. In the games, Sub-Zero is killed by Scorpion and later resurrected by the necromancer Quan Chi, who's been confirmed for the movie. Instead of blue armor, Noob Saibot wears a dark, shadowy outfit, symbolizing his undead transformation. The original Mortal Kombat sequel game threw in another curveball by introducing a new Sub-Zero, Bi-Han's younger brother Kuai Lang, without telling players right away. That twist worked in the game, but pulling it off in a movie is trickier, especially since Taslim is so recognizable. Still, fans are hyped to see him return as Noob Saibot, likely out for revenge against Scorpion after the first film's fiery finale. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.